206-pound Kareem Muhammad, the Zambui Express. And his opponent coming to the ring from New York State, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
They call for the bell. Remember, the stakes are high on this one, ladies and gentlemen. The stakes are very high. If Duggan beats this monster, he gets Akbar. Akbar will be fair game. What a battle we're going to see right here.
If Hacksaw Duggan can defeat this Zambui, he's going to get to pay Scanner Akbar back for all the injustice, all the injury. The time off, Duggan really hammering away at the Zambui. Arm whip. Duggan with a clothesline. Got the Zambui in trouble if he could just keep the momentum. If he could just keep the momentum. Oh, the Zambui raking the eyes. He goes straight to the injured area of Duggan. Scanner Akbar tripped him. Scanner Akbar tripped him from the outside. And the Zambui hit Duggan with that flying headbutt of his. A flying headbutt. He's got Duggan hurt. He slammed Duggan. He went to hit him with that headbutt again. Duggan gets out of the way. Duggan gets out of the way, but apparently he's still hurt from the punishment he's received already. Both men getting up slowly. Duggan wants Akbar, but he's got the Zambui to contend with. The Zambui arm whipping Duggan hard into the turnbuckles. Duggan gets out of the way. Duggan gets out of the way, but I don't think he's still at 100%. Yes, here he comes. All right.
These two big men, Duggan at 275 and the Zambui at 406, and he's hammering away at Hacksaw Duggan.
The Zambui went back to the eyes of Hacksaw Duggan. Oh! Duggan charging hard, but the Zambui catches him with a kick. Again, he goes for the flying headbutt, but Duggan's out of the way. And now Duggan's to his feet first. Duggan's up to his feet first, and he's stopping.
Hacksaw Duggan's firing away at this big man.
He's got the momentum once again. He elevates the big man. 408 pounds elevated into the air. He's setting up for the spear. He hits him. Yes.
All the way over. Duggan knocked him all the way over the top rope and out on the floor.
And he's got Akbar. Yeah. He's got Akbar, and this is it. Yeah. Yes. Wow, yeah! He nailed Akbar, but the Zambui's back up. The Zambui extremely powerful. Duggan's back to the Zambui. Akbar's on Dream Street. Akbar's on Dream Street. Kamala! Kamala's into the ring now.
Here comes Kamala!
800 pounds. Attacking Duggan for both sides. We got to get some help down here.
Akbar's kicking Duggan. Akbar's really kicking Duggan.
Skandar Akbar adding insult to injury. How demeaning, how insulting, how disgusting, this terrorist. Kamala, we got some help down here, but Kamala, he's so awesome with those chops. And the Zambui is holding Hacksaw Duggan. The Zambui has got Duggan at bay, and Akbar is still unmercifully pounding on Duggan with those street shoes. Kamala.
Bodies falling everywhere. Both these men have got, Duggan cannot handle both men.
It's chaos, carnage. We've got to get some more help down here. Zambui really attacking Duggan. Duggan is hurt. He's down. He's helpless.
They're going after Duggan's eye.
They're going after his eye, gentlemen. But we've got some more help. Brickhouse Brown, Mark Ragin, the Fantastics, Al Perez, and Kamala and the Zambui are finally leaving.
Akbar, they double up on Duggan. There's no way one man can handle those three. Duggan needed some help. He finally got some in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, Akbar tried to take that eye. He'll be back. We'll be back with the Mid-South Tag Team Champions right after this.
Time limit. In the red corner, the Mid-South Tag Team Champions at 262 pounds from Omaha, Nebraska, Ted DiBiase. 270 pounds from Oklahoma University, Steve Dr. Death Williams. Across the ring from Amarillo, Texas, the Cobra Corps, Terry Daniels. And from Tampa, Florida, Frankie Lane. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Hold it right now. I don't know how long I'm going to have to chase you two guys with me and the Barbarian. But all we ever wanted, Ted, was one title shot. Now, right here on television is fine with me. So why don't you just put them up one time and let's see who the best team is.
Give them up, weasels. Give them up.
You know something, Roberts? You know, I get the impression from listening to you that you think that Doc and I are afraid of you two. Let me tell you something, Jake. We're the Mid-South champions. We don't run from anybody. And I'm getting tired of you running out here whenever you feel like you want to and interfering in our matches and our business. Now, I'll tell you something, Jake. We don't sign the matches. Grizzly Smith, the matchmaker, signs the matches. We are contracted to wrestle these two guys right here today on television. Now, I'll tell you this. If we weren't obligated by contract to wrestle these two guys, we'd give you your title match, Jake. We would be more than happy to teach you two a lesson. But we are contracted to wrestle them.
Hold it just a minute. You said the only reason keeping you from teaching us a lesson was these two guys?
Exactly. Exactly. We got a man who's out right here.
Are you saying that if they weren't in here, that you would wrestle us?
That's right. As simple as that.
Is that right?
That's all they want. That's all they want.
Well, now, Teddy, you don't have anybody to wrestle, so you might as well wrestle us. You might as well step on up here, big man.
That's real cute,
Come
Robert.
on, do something,
That's real
man.
cute, Robert. You want a title match?
Yeah.
You got it. Grizzly Smith, you come on up here. You want a title match,
That's
Robert?
what I want.
You got it, baby. You got it. Come on here. I'm going to tell you something, Jake Roberts. Mid-South does not go for you forcing your hand. But if you want to insist, I'll ask Grizzly Smith, and if he'll force your hand for this match, you got it. But that's not the way things work around here, because I've tried it before. They want a title match, Grizzly Smith.
All we want is the one shot out here on television because we want to show these people what real champions are.
DiBiase, Dr. Death, Barbarian, Jake Roberts. You all four know, under normal circumstances, we don't, Mid-South, and I as a matchmaker, we don't let anyone force us into any situation.
That's what I just said. That's what I just tried to tell them.
But I don't feel that I'm dealing with normal people. Taking into consideration the individuals in this mess, yes, it's a title match.
Mid-South, you're right, correct. Oh no, I'm not letting anybody railroad us anything. Hey,
That'll be for the Mid-South Tag Team titles.
Well, you heard that, ladies and gentlemen. The match was made, but DiBiase Death refusing to defend the titles. They said something about their attorneys and what have you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, obviously this match is not going to take place. DiBiase and Dr. Death were no part of that situation. And we'll be right back. Wendell Cooley against the North American champion right after this.
With a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner from parts unknown, formerly being introduced as the Nightmare, but the North American heavyweight champion and hot stuff requests that he be introduced as the champion. And across the ring, at 231 pounds from San Antonio, Texas, Wendell Cooley, your referee, Randy Anderson.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, so many exciting things already in this hour. Jim Ross and Joel Watts at ringside. Thanks very much for being with us. Tremendous situation with Hacksaw Duggan, Kareem Muhammad, and Kamala. That situation, I can tell you one thing. There's been a big cowboy from Bixby, Oklahoma here. Big Marine from Waxahachie. Joel, things in that situation would have been a little different.
Exactly, Jim. I think if Hacksaw Jim Duggan can get enough artillery together on his side to match what Skandar Akbar's got, and Duggan's definitely going to get his hands on Akbar, and I, for one, frankly, cannot wait to see him get his just desserts. Action just getting started in the ring. The champion attacking the arm of Wendell Cooley.
The masked man, a very calculating, cold individual. And an interesting thing, Joel, I've been handed a note, and it says the Nightmare has called a press conference, and we will have a report on that next week here on Mid-South Wrestling. I've never heard him say 10 words, and so that was a written message. The Nightmare has called a press conference. We'll have a report on that. I hope to be covering that personally next week, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll have that for you. And this man has, well, he's got a tremendous one-loss record. That may be the major understatement of 85. A tough man, and that pile driver, we saw what it did to the Snowman last week on the concrete. He's an awesome competitor in there against Wendell Cooley.
The Nightmare has faced some tough competition. People trying to take that North American title, but he has defended it quite successfully so far. Nightmare continuing to attack the arm of Wendell Cooley.
There's hot stuff, Eddie Gilbert.
Not only is the Nightmare strong, quite mobile, he is a great ring strategist as well. He is a very punishing wrestler. Very vicious and cold and calculating, like you said, Jim. Cooley up, poised, as if he were going to give the champion a shot to the face with a right. The champion beat him to it and pulled the hair, still continuing on the armbar and twist, using the ropes to his advantage there. Those ropes, when they snap, can really apply a lot of pressure on your shoulder and elbow joints. Slams Wendell Cooley down in the hammerlock. Another extremely punishing hold.
He's really working on the arm. His game plan is very clear and decisive. To work on the arm. He's doing a tremendous job of it.
He's going up to the second rope. Oh!
This man almost cat-like. Approximately 280 pounds.
Crashing down hard across the lung and heart area. Wendell Cooley now applying that hammerlock. A hammerlock, a very dangerous hold. Break a man's arm with it quite easily. Still in the amateur ranks when placed above 90 degrees. I guarantee you the champion headed up above 90 degrees. Wendell Cooley, terrific arm strength though. Cooley firing away with right crosses.
Wendell Cooley's fighting for his life. He knows that the odds are against him in this situation, and he's fighting back.
Champion reverses the arm whip and really gets a lot of velocity as Cooley goes into the turnbuckles. But Cooley gets out of the way of the champion. Cooley now going up to the second rope, trying to use a high-risk maneuver. He slips.
Cooley took a little too much time getting to that rope. His foot slipped, and the Nightmare caught him with that clothesline. And look at this.
Oh! That pile driver.
The North American champion, another victory with the pile driver. Ladies and gentlemen, We'll be back with tag team wrestling after this word from Nick.
And at 227 pounds, Paul Brown.
Florida, Brickhouse Brown. And his team partner from Buffalo, New York, Mark Ragin. The referee, Tony Perez.
Tag team action here, ladies and gentlemen, on Mid-South. Thanks very much for being with us. Popular duo of Brickhouse Brown.
And Mark Ragin going against the Red Raider at Brown. Paul Brown goes for a headlock on Mark Ragin, but Mark Ragin's got a great amateur background. It's going to take a lot more than a headlock to stop him. Oh, Mark Ragin moves in close to the fireman's carry. Mark Ragin is so agile. He's putting on weight in the gym constantly. I think he's going to be a big superstar someday.
Brickhouse Brown and they've been teaming together a lot of late, Joel. They work very well together. There you see Brickhouse. You can tell he spends his time in the gymnasium as well, working out constantly.
Brickhouse Brown, tough as ever. A hard elbow. Comes down with a right cross to the head of Paul Brown. Brickhouse Brown with the armbar twist. He propels Brown off the ropes. Ragin catches him a clothesline. Mark Ragin caught Paul Brown with a line. He's got him down in the lateral press, but Paul Brown maneuvering his shoulder off the mat to avoid the count from Tony Torres.
Well, they tried to set him up for that clothesline, but it did not land squarely. Brown did get his hand, shoulder up. There's a high vertical suplex. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mark Ragin, he planted that man. I think he could have pinned him right there, Joel.
Well, that was really something on the part of Mark Ragin. He moved from a half Nelson to a standing half Nelson and then turned it into a suplex. He can get you from all directions. Fantastic amateur athlete. A fantastic professional.
Well,
Brickhouse Brown trying to propel Paul Brown, but Brown trying to jockey for position. A hard hip toss. Red Raider in. Brickhouse Brown with arm drags. Brown with a fireman's carry. Red Raider trying to move there. Brown back up to the arm bar and twist. Headlock. Tag into Paul Brown. Brickhouse Brown up against both of them, but that didn't stop him. He managed to nail both of them. Oh, Ragin with a beautiful drop kick. Ragin hit Brown a beautiful drop kick. There's the count. 1, 2, and 3, and we have victors.
And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with more Mid-South Wrestling right after this timeout.
Limit of 10 minutes in the red corner from Chattanooga, Tennessee, 226 1/4 pounds, Pat Rose. And across the ring at 235 pounds in the blue corner from Tampa, Florida, Al Perez. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you see him, impressive Al Perez. Wrestled collegiately at Tampa University, a young man very proud of his amateur background, his heritage, and we saw him last week. He was lightning.
Lightning quick. He had a very great suplex that he used. Pat Rose trying to shake Al Perez's hand to get the match started off. Perez, I'm sure, a great sportsman, but he is looking with a little bit of disdain upon this situation. Pat Rose adamant about shaking the hand. Whoa! He went to kick Perez in the stomach. Perez got that leg. He spins Pat Rose around and suplexed him.
Yeah! Al Perez, we call it lightning, and lightning strikes twice. Ladies and gentlemen, what a matchup. And we'll be back with more right after this from Mid-South.
What you got is oh so sweet. You gotta make it hot.
Jamie Williams, tight end with the Houston Oilers, gets set for the pop of the pads when the Oilers slam the LA Rams, August 10th, live on KHTV.
Houston Wrestling is brought to you by I.W. Marks Jewelers, where you get fine quality jewelry at tremendous savings. By Mr. Norman, the man you can trust in home repair. By Gallery Furniture, where you get name brand furniture for less. By Stereo Warehouse, where any other deal is no big deal. And by Cuts and More. You can't get a better haircut anywhere at any price.
Are bad breaking up on you? If it's been 20,000 miles or a year since you've had your brakes checked, then you're overdue. Putting off your car's brakes can be costly. So come to Brake Check. We'll check your car's brakes, steering, and suspension free. We not only check it free, we do it right, and that makes a difference. So get a free brake check at Brake Check before it's too late.
When you pay $239 for a designer suit, you expect a lot of suit, and that's exactly what you get at the Men's Warehouse.
Saks Fifth Avenue sells the same designer suits for $360. It's not more suit, it's just more money. It's $121 in your pocket when you buy at the Men's Warehouse. And I guarantee it.
13 stores, 3 on FM 1960, Greenspoint Drive, Bay Area Boulevard, East Freeway, and South Loop. Open Sunday.
Your mission. Find the great deals missing in action from stereo and video and bring them back to the Stereo Warehouse. This is a job for Maxbo.
Yeah. Maxbo takes drastic action towards high prices. Compact laser disc players under $200. VCRs, color TVs, hundreds of dollars below cost.
Car stereos, your choice from as low as $39. Car speakers, home speakers, your choice from $9 each.
Don't forget the POWs, prices on walkabouts for under $10. Maxbo brings the big deals back to the Stereo Warehouse. Any other deal is no big deal.
Cuts and More is having a perm sale that you don't want to miss. It's a top quality, first-rate perm that includes the cut. And for 1 week only, beginning Monday, July the 29th, it's only $19.95. What a price, what a perm. It's the same perm you're paying 2 or 3 times as much for somewhere else. Look in the Houston Chronicle's Zest magazine this Sunday, July the 28th, for our $19.95 perm and cut special ad.
Roof, call Mr. Norman.
Need new trim for your roof and roof overhang? Call Mr. Norman.
Need new siding? Call Mr. Norman.
Need new windows? Call Mr. Norman.
Need a new bathroom? Call Mr. Norman.
Need to add a room? Call Mr. Norman.
Need new kitchen cabinets? Call Mr. Norman and save on kitchen remodeling.
Mr. Norman is a member of the National Home Improvement Council.
And Mr. Norman is a man you can trust.
And a happy Saturday night to you. Of course, we're doing this on Friday night here in the Sam Houston Coliseum. And the Sam Houston Coliseum, the home of Houston wrestling, and most certainly the home of wrestling in Houston. And our next wrestling card will be here on Sunday, that is a week from tomorrow, on August the 4th here in the Sam Houston Coliseum, and a tremendous card. But we are all hyped up here about what happened in the battle between the Guerrero and Dr. Death Steve Williams and Ted DiBiase inside the fence. Madril made a bad error in his calling of that battle, and if you'll stay tuned, you will see exactly what we're talking about. And on the 4th of August, on Sunday the 4th of August, starting at 7 o'clock in the evening here in the Coliseum, why, Madril will be facing Chavo Guerrero. And Chavo Guerrero is as hyped up and as hot under the collar as I have ever seen him. We have some tremendous action lined up for the night of August the 4th, and we will be telling you about it. But I want you right now to know that here in the Sam Houston Coliseum is where you see the action, and we have had it tonight, and we will have it on August the 4th. Properly touched, comes in to take on Chavo and up into the steel fence, and it is an immovable object, believe me. 5 minutes have gone by as DiBiase, who is one of the most dangerous individuals in the wrestling game today, and is proud of that Mid-South Tag Team title. Carefully manages to wallop Chavo Guerrero. Guerrero's head was cut open in the contact with the steel fence, and DiBiase is working him over to make sure that he gets maximum punishment out of it. Dr. Death aiming and going, and he comes down to land hard on top of the head of Chavo Guerrero. Trouble now is Chavo bleeding badly, and Dr. Death working him over. Tries to coax him up where he can get after him. Chavo's a little dazed. He moves to the wrong corner, and no doubt about the fact that Steve was willing to help him along. In comes Ted DiBiase after a legal tag, and DiBiase senses that things are just right. You saw him with that gloved hand of his, and that gloved hand of his has been a bone of contention. And I say bone, Paul, when there is something that he manages to put into that gloved hand and to lay his opponents down on that canvas after he hits him. A wild wallop to the top of the head with the gloved hand, and down on the canvas comes Chavo Guerrero, and Ted DiBiase with a great deal of satisfaction to these people to look and see what he's doing to a man who has become his arch rival in the mat wars here in the Mid-South area. And here is Houston Wrestling in the Sam Houston Coliseum. They have had a couple of matches that have been absolutely barn burners, as some people would call them, but the barn is still there, and the action is still there, and now Guerrero is taking an unconscionable amount of punishment as he manages to squirm out from Steve Williams. Now as he blasts Dr. Death, he manages to get up to his feet, but he's in the wrong area, and he backed into the corner, not knowing where he was. Dr. Death tries to set Chavo Guerrero up. There he comes in from cradle hold and rocks him right down, rolls him over, and before Chavo can get her, and he again, with the blood running in his eyes, he's having his problem. He went into the wrong corner, but that foot and that slicing chop that came around there, they were in the right spot, and they have gained an opportunity for him to stay in there and to battle. DiBiase maneuvering after him. There's the sleep hold as he caught him first in the clothesline, and Chavo rammed his head into the turnbuckle, and Ted DiBiase's in trouble. And for the first time now, there is a possibility for Chavo to get to his brother and let him get in that ring. He lost the opportunity. He went to the wrong corner. He sensed it and walked away from it, but he walked into Ted DiBiase. And you don't just walk into DiBiase. There's Hector. And now the brotherly spirit comes in there to start to cheer him on. And he manages to ram their heads together. Referee trying to get rid of. Now we've got all four of them in the ring as things start flying all around. And Steve Williams is out of the ring, down on the floor, and under the ring. Now he comes out of the ring, but he has spread this fence about 3 feet away from the ring. It is not coming apart, but it is pushed back from the ring, and he's starting to climb in. As up in the ring, Hector Guerrero is trying his best to pin DiBiase, but in the meantime, Chavo Guerrero has taken the glove from DiBiase, has taken the glove for him, and he is preparing him. Oh, he turned and blasted him, and listen to the uproar of this crowd as Chavo Guerrero stands there with Ted DiBiase's glove and now slams into Steve Williams, and down goes Ted DiBiase. So now with the armor and the weapon of the opposition, Chavo Guerrero is making the most of it. And three of the four men in there are bleeding right now from wallops, and the blood is running down the nose of Steve Williams and running into the eyes of DiBiase, who has been knocked through the ropes and onto the ring apron as referee Al Madril is arguing. He's arguing with Chavo Guerrero about taking a glove, and is taking it off for sure and putting it into his pocket. Alberto Madril, veteran wrestler for sure. There is a back body drop, a high lift, and a good one. There's one. There's one again, and the foot of Ted DiBiase goes over the rope. Steve Williams comes up on the opposite side. DiBiase is pulling himself up to his feet, and the hard crashing wallop into the jaw, and with Chavo being down, Alberto Madril has taken the glove out of his pocket, and he has put it on his hand, and Alberto just laid Alberto Madril took the glove out of his pocket, put it in his hand, and laid it into the jaw of both Chavo and Hector Guerrero. And we have a tremendous... He's got me at a loss for words. But the Mid-South Tag Team Champions are leaving the ring, and down on the canvas are Chavo Guerrero and Hector Guerrero. And what a stunning surprise, and what a stunning upset. I haven't seen Al Madril in several years, but surely he's not the Al Madril that I once knew. We'll be back in a moment.
Welcome to Houston Wrestling, and right now I am surrounded by two very upset Guerreros. The stunned crowd here, a jam-packed crowd, Sam Houston Coliseum, saw Alberto Madril. I still don't know what happened. I don't know why he did what he did.
You know, there's times in your life when you feel that everybody's let you down. I mean, we had it all. We had the cage. We had the glove off. It was loaded. I showed the people where it was loaded. And now this Madril turns around. He turns around and he counts me out. He knocks me out with the damn glove. Now, I'll tell you, I don't know, Pete. There's got to be something in there. There's got to be some payoff. Because I know deep in my heart, that was the least thing I ever expected. Now, I'm bleeding, but I'm bleeding way down in here. I can't believe what happened. I mean, it's just, I want that Madril. I don't care if it's here. I don't care where it is. Madril, I am after your bones. You didn't only let me down, you let every single person in Houston down. You let my brother down. You let the Mexican people down, and that's the worst thing you could do, my own kind going against me. Madril, I'm out for blood, and it's your blood.
Paisanos, se acaban de dar cuenta lo que acaba de pasar. Este señor Madril no se va a quedar con estas cosas, no se va a hacer esta cosa, y vamos a ver de cuál cuero va a salir más correas cuando te agarremos, Madril, y a ver qué tipo de persona eres, porque a eso se te merece, y a los traidores, así como fue Santana y muchas otras personas que traicionaron a México, así se les va a hacer, se les va a dar en la torre. Y compadre, para ustedes, la gente mexicana, sepan una cosa, que nosotros somos de su corazón y somos de su patria, así como Chavo y yo lo estamos representando ahora con toda honestidad, lo vamos a hacer mejor.
So there you heard it from the Guerreros after what Alberto Madril did inside the steel cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with Al Madril, who tonight got into the biggest tank of hot water I've ever seen, and I don't like what you did in that ring tonight.
Well, I tell you what, Paul Boesch, I don't care what you think. I don't care what people think here. I was defending myself, baby. When somebody comes to attack me, and there was two of them, what would you do at my place? The same thing.
I don't think you were attacked.
Oh, you don't think I was attacked, huh? You got these two braceros, these mexicanos, piojosos, guarachudos.
They want me, baby. Well, it'll never happen, porque yo no soy mexicano. Yo soy indio. Y si me quieren, Chavo Guerrero, aquí estoy. If they want me, baby, I'm right here.
Well, they're right here. And ladies and gentlemen, Chavo challenged him, and you told me that you accepted and that you will be here on the 4th of August. You'll not change your mind, I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you what, I want to go through Chavo, through Hector, and they even got an old man. I'll go through him, too.
Well, you could probably do better with the old man.
I probably could, and don't you worry about it, boss, or you'll get one across yours, too.
Well, thank you. Al Madril, and if you'll stay tuned, you'll see why we are talking as we do to a man whom Houston fans once enjoyed.
When you start something good, everyone wants a piece of it. Take light beer from Miller. Now there's lots of light beers out there saying they're less filling. Heck, that was the easy part. The hard part is brewing a light beer that tastes great. That's why light's always brewed only with the finest ingredients. To let all that great beer taste come through for guys like you and me. The taste that's made light beer from Miller America's favorite light beer.
Hey, I always thought it was an easy opening can.
For every man who wears Brute, there's a woman who loves what he smells like. Because there's something about Brute that's nice to be close to. And nobody knows that better than a woman. Brute. It smells like a man.
Hello? Honey, I was just thinking about you.
Brute. It smells like...
True minimum prices means I don't have to pay full retail for anything.
Front Row is really one of the best places to get a really good price that you know is a legitimate price.
You're honest about your prices. They're really lower. It was like $30 less buying it here.
She paid $100. I saw it here for $57. I saw that jumpsuit at a very exclusive store, and it was twice as much as I had paid for it. And that just sold me.
I can always trust Front Row to have true minimum prices every day of the week.
Let me tell you my story, man.
There are weird people. Weird places.
Do you realize it's snowing in my room?
And weird things.
Hi, dudes.
But there's nothing weirder than weird science.
You are absolutely right.
Get him out of here.
Never.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, August 2nd at Sears.
Need a new roof? Call Mr. Norman.
Need new trim for your roof and roof overhang? Call Mr. Norman.
Need new siding? Call Mr. Norman.
Need new windows? Call Mr. Norman.
Need a new bathroom? Call Mr. Norman.
Need to add a room? Call Mr. Norman.
Need new kitchen cabinets? Call Mr. Norman and save on kitchen remodeling.
Mr. Norman is a member of the National Home Improvement Council.
And Mr. Norman is a man you can trust.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another exciting hour of Mid-South Wrestling. I'm Jim Ross, along with Joe Watts. We'll be describing the action, ladies and gentlemen, here today. A lot of great single competition. You're going to see the North American champion, the Nightmare, in action. Plus, you're going to see Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch go against Dirty Dutch Mantell in the Battle of the Texans. Plus, Hacksaw Butch Reed returns. A lot of tag team action as well, Joel, here today on Mid-South.
Yeah, we'll see the Mid-South Tag Team Champions in action against Brickhouse Brown and Mark Ragin. Also, we'll see a new tag nation called the Bounty Hunters in action today. Also, we'll see Jake the Snake and the Barbarian in action. It's going to be a great hour, I guarantee you.
It certainly is, ladies and gentlemen. Plus, we're going to see Mike Graham, the son of the legendary Eddie Graham, one of the top wrestlers in the profession. He'll be making his Mid-South debut here today. And ladies and gentlemen, a few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to talk with country music star Jerry Reed. What a fan of Mid-South Wrestling is that tremendous entertainer. I asked Jerry several questions. Here is some of that interview.
I watch it at home. You know, wrestling to me is one of the most entertaining things on earth. You know, you hear a lot of pros and cons about wrestling. There's wrestling fans that fight you over wrestling. I know, I grew up, my family was wrestling fans. I'd go down to the City Auditorium up in Marietta, the Municipal Auditorium in Atlanta, and we'd watch wrestling. I mean, I've seen things in wrestling rings that make my heart stop, just stop. So it's enjoyable to me. It's a fun sport, and it's fun to watch. And you know, the wrestling fans are, they're in those matches like they're in the ring themselves. And that's what's really so good about it. You know, the wrestlers, you relate to them. They communicate with them, you know, and it's macho, and it's good. Macho's good. I like it.
Jim, you know, Jerry Reed is certainly a great wrestling fan and certainly a fan of Mid-South Wrestling, as a lot of people are, because Mid-South Wrestling is the #1 rated syndicated sports program in the country. I think that's really great. A lot of people are standing up and taking notice of the Mid-South. Movie stars, actors, people like Jerry Reed, and especially the wrestlers themselves. The Mid-South area is noted for its great competition. One example, in fact, is waiting in the ring right now. Mike Graham, one of the great junior heavyweight contenders, has come to the Mid-South battle. Let's go to the ring right now.
This event, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner from Houston, Texas, 220 pounds, Tommy Pritchard. And across the ring, the highly ranked grappler from the state of Florida, Mike Graham. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Your first match here at Mid-South Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Graham. Highly regarded, maybe the understatement of the year. He's one of the top athletes in all of wrestling. Generally regarded as one of the great junior heavyweights. And he's here to go with Tommy Pritchard, so this should be a fine, fine bout to start off with.
Mike Graham's got a lot of ring experience. Of course, he learned quite a bit from his father, Eddie Graham, who was a great, great grappler in his own right. Mike Graham, extremely strong and quick. Very powerful man.
Mike Graham, former 2 times winner of the championship of Florida. And don't let his smaller size deceive you. He's a very solid young man. And he has, of course, confined most of his wrestling in the state of Florida. Nice fireman's carry takeover. And Mike Graham is here in the Mid-South. Just another indication, as Joel Watts mentioned earlier, of the top stars coming to Mid-South.
Mike Graham really locking up on the armbar and twist on Tommy Pritchard. Pritchard, of course, martial arts expert. Mike Graham with a hip toss. Mike Graham's a great outdoorsman, loves to fish and hunt. Of course, he's hunting down the competition right here in the Mid-South. Glad to have him here, a great athlete. I've known Mike since I was a young kid. Mike Graham trying to break out of the headlock, trying to maneuver himself into a top wrist lock. Top wrist lock, of course, a very, very painful hold. There, he's got it. He's got the top wrist lock on Tommy Pritchard. Tommy Pritchard, a strong man in his own right. Pritchard there looks as if he used a little subterfuge. Been a little hair pulling there. Hard shoulder smash off the ropes. Pritchard gaining velocity. Mike Graham really caught him with a drop kick hard. Brother, he caught Tom Pritchard off those ropes. I think Pritchard's own velocity worked against him that time, but Pritchard, a tough kid, manages to fire back. Shoulder smash from Graham this time, and now it's Graham who's got the velocity off the ropes, and Pritchard with that circling savate kick straight to the chin, and Graham is hurting.
Don't ever discount the abilities of Tommy Pritchard, ladies and gentlemen. He knows what he's up against this superstar, Mike Graham. He knows Graham is here coming to the Mid-South for himself, as he has in every area he's been in.
Tommy Pritchard there using the flat of the fist. Blatantly illegal. There he goes for an atomic drop, and Mike Graham catches him hard. I think Mike Graham caught him with that right before the stun and the pain caught him from that atomic backbreaker. Both of these men squaring off toe-to-toe now. Rights and left. Graham catches Pritchard. It looks like he was trying to catch that knee. Figure four. Eddie Graham was the man who taught the figure four to Jack Briscoe, one of the great world heavyweight champions of our time. Tommy Pritchard quickly giving up.
And the winner of the match, Mike Graham with a figure four. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with a special press conference that has been called by Sir Oliver Humperdinck and the Nightmare. We'll be back right after this.
Hello, folks. I'm Jerry Reed. I want to invite you to watch Mid-South Wrestling right here every weekend, the #1 wrestling show in America. Don't you?
Cuts and More, another celebration, another opening.
Cuts and More is having a perm sale that you don't want to miss. It's a top quality, first-rate perm that includes the cut. And for 1 week only, beginning Monday, July the 29th, It's only $19.95. What a price, what a perm. It's the same perm you're paying 2 or 3 times as much for somewhere else. Look in the Houston Chronicle Zest magazine this Sunday, July the 28th, for our $19.95 perm and cut special ad.
Let me tell you my story, man.
There are weird people. Weird places.
Do you realize it's snowing in my room?
And weird things.
Hi, dudes.
But there's nothing weirder than weird science.
You are absolutely right.
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday, August 2nd at select theaters.
Guess who's fixing to take your mouth to catfish heaven?
Long John Silver's is serving up the down-home catfish meal. Coleslaw, French fries, hush puppies, the whole deal. We're gonna put a hole down in your mouth with sweet, tender catfish, warm raised in the South. So when you're hungry for a genuine catfish dish, try the folks who know fish. Long John Silver's sounds good to me.
It's about time somebody told you. Every athlete has 2 left feet. See, you've got a front half for control and a back half for support. That's why we make caper shoes with 2 independent lacing systems. One to fit the front and one to fit the back. So when you lace on a pair of caper shoes, you're a shoe-in to move better and react faster. Caper, the only shoe made to fit both halves of your foot.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as I mentioned to you last week when Joel and I were here, we did say that this week we'd bring you a press conference that the Nightmare called. I mentioned last week we haven't heard the Nightmare say too many things since he's been in the Mid-South. He's done all of his talking in the ring. He's undefeated. He's the North American champion. The press conference, well, it will speak for itself. Let's see that footage.
I've gathered you, the members of the press, together here today for one reason. Actually, for 2 reasons, but let's get to the first point first. I'm making a reappearance in the Mid-South wrestling area. My name is Sir Oliver Humperdinck, and I'm probably one of the most successful managers in the wrestling business today. I make my money managing...
I'm still trying to wonder what my...
Eddie, I'll get to you in a minute. Just a minute, Eddie. Success, my middle name. Champions, my mainstay in life. Very well. I do well for myself, and everybody that I handle does well. Now,
that still doesn't answer my question. What's the purpose of being the champion being here today?
Well, that's an interesting question, Eddie. You know, the past few weeks I've had a few negotiations with the man standing behind us right now, the champion, the North American heavyweight champion, and he's told me a few things, that there's a few problems between you and he, management-wise. Now, I realize that you're a great wrestler, but you're not a manager, and you don't know the aspects of this business like I do. Therefore, I'm going to announce today to the world and to you, Eddie Gilbert, that you are out and I am in.
No.
I am taking, no, wait a minute. Now, you wait a minute. I am taking over the exclusive management of this man from this day forward.
Oh, wait a minute, sir. You know, Mr. Humperdinck, I know you got to be a little mistaken here. Because me and this man came to this area together, to Mid-South together. I molded his career. I gave him his chance to be the North American
realize all
champion.
that. I realize
the team.
But the man's schedule now demands a more professional management team, and I can supply that to him. I'm prepared to offer you a job with the organization in a lesser capacity.
What?
Perhaps
You little
hey, wait a minute here. Hey.
It's over with you, hot stuff.
Hey.
This is going to be my new manager now. You can just take a walk.
You've heard it from the source. You're not needed any longer, and don't touch me again.
My friend, the man I brought here that I thought was my buddy, the one that I thought...
There you go, thinking again. Hey, listen, I don't want you to take it like this. You have a job if you want it. I don't want the man to go on the street with nothing to do. He could work for us if he wanted to. But if he doesn't want to, that's fine with us, too. From now on, it's Humperdinck and the Nightmare, and I want everybody out there to understand that things are going to change from this time on.
Well, there you have it, the champion with a new manager, apparently, Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Very experienced manager. Gilbert kind of left out in the cold, I guess, but he's got something you can't take away from him, and that's a lot of wrestling skill. We're about to see some more great wrestling skill in action. The champion is in the ring, about to do battle. Alongside of him, his new manager, Sir Oliver Humperdinck.
This bout, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner.
Take care of the introductions from this moment on. I'll take care of his introductions. First of all, 5 times voted by the wrestling fans Manager of the Year. My name's Sir Oliver Humperdinck, and I'm in charge of the man you see now. Your champion, the North American heavyweight champion, the dreaded Nightmare, Daddy. He belongs to me now. He's with me.
And across the ring at 233 pounds from Tampa, Florida, in the blue corner, Frank Lane. Your referee, Alfred Neely.
Well, his first appearance in the ring, Sir Oliver Humperdinck. As he mentioned, voted 5 times Manager of the Year. Can't take it away from him, ladies and gentlemen. He is one of the most experienced managers in wrestling, but more importantly, one of the most successful managers in wrestling. So Oliver Humperdinck with his North American champion. This stunning turn of events, as Joel mentioned, Eddie Gilbert seemingly left out in the cold, let's say, as far as managing the Nightmare is concerned.
The Nightmare goes straight out to the attack. He fires Frankie Lane off hard. Lane gaining some velocity on those ropes, kind of an unorthodox flying body press. Frank Lane's a good athlete. Strong kid, a hard trainer. He really wants to move up in the ranks. Certainly be a feather in his cap if he can defeat the champion. But I think according to most wrestling experts, Frankie Lane would be the underdog in this match. The champion is just practically unstoppable. We've seen him up against some major names in professional wrestling, and he's come out victorious. He's the North American champion. He's clinging tenaciously to that belt, just as he's clinging tenaciously to the rear chinlock on Frankie Lane. Boy, look at how vicious he is with that elbow. Lane really feeling the sting of the canvas there. Champions got Lane up. It could have been a body press, but he fires Lane high into the air, down across that top steel cable. Frankie Lane obviously in a lot of pain. An illegal tactic, but certainly effective.
Sir Oliver Humperdinck, the camera shot just a few moments ago, seems to be very pleased with the proceedings that are taking place at this point in time as the North American champion, the Nightmare, as he has introduced him, is certainly dominating this match.
The Nightmare gouging the eyes of Frank Lane. Unnecessary punishment, but that's the way that the Nightmare operates. The Nightmare at times take pleasure in brutalizing his opponents, much like you said Oliver Humperdinck was taking pleasure in the champion on Frank Lane. Frank Lane there with a couple of elbows. Frank sets the champion up for the arm whip. The champion with a kick to the chest. The champion with a hard kick to the chest and quickly to the pile driver.
The pile driver by the Nightmare. The North American champion, 1, 2, and 3. The Nightmare puts another one down with that dreaded pile driver. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with the Mid-South Tag Team Champions after this word from the exciting Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.
At the Sam Houston Coliseum event with regular price tickets, 9 great matches, 24 top stars, 4 main events, highlighted by Cowboy Bill Watts and Hacksaw Jim Duggan against Kamala, the Ugandan Savage, and Kareem Muhammad, the Zambui. We'll hear more about that later. Chavo Guerrero goes against Madril in a special challenge match. And for the North American title, Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch will be going against the Nightmare. Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch made some comments. Here they are now.
You know, everybody sitting out here in the Mid-South area, everyone out there knows the Nightmare, and they know that worm, little weasel manager that he's got. Well, when you're wrestling a Nightmare, you're not only wrestling him alone, you have to keep your eyes on that manager. And everybody knows how devious and sneaky and crawling around he is like a little snake. Well, Nightmare, one day, you and I are going to meet head-on, face-to-face, without that manager, or with him in a cage or with him barred. And when that smoke's cleared, it's all said and done, I am going to deliver the North American Heavyweight Championship belt to the people of the Mid-South area, and I'm going to represent them with that title around my waist and around my belly, and I'm going to carry it around and be proud to represent these folks. And the people in the Mid-South area know when I say something, it comes true.
A lot of things have changed, Dick Murdoch. One of the things that have changed is the management situation with the Nightmare right here, the North American heavyweight champion. You know, last time in Houston, I wasn't there. Things didn't exactly go the way the Nightmare would have wanted them to go, but I'll tell you one thing. This time on August 4th, at the Sam Houston Coliseum, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there to make sure of one thing, Dick Murdoch. I'm going to be there to make sure that you abide by the rules, and the people in Houston will find out that this man is truly the North American heavyweight champion. Nothing matters to us but this right here that you see in front of us today. Dick Murdoch, you don't matter to us. The fans, you don't matter to us. This is what matters to us. And people are here, Dick Murdoch in particular, get ready because you're going to have the toughest fight you've ever had in your life. You're going to see a new Nightmare, a new North American heavyweight champion, because I've got the driving force behind him now. I'm putting all his energies and channeling him one way, Dick Murdoch, and that's for destruction, and that's for death, and that's for doom. And Murdoch, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
Mr. Norman has some great things going for the summer, some great things. Look in on him.
Necesito un techo nuevo. Llame a Mr. Norman. Necesita moldura para los aleros de su techo. Llame a Mr. Norman. Necesita siding para su casa. Llame a Mr. Norman. Necesita ventanas nuevas. Llame a Mr. Norman. Necesita un baño nuevo o un cuarto. Llame a Mr. Norman. Necesita nuevos gabinetes de cocina. Llame a Mr. Norman y ahorre con remodelación de cocinas. Mr. Norman es miembro del Consejo Nacional de Mejoras del Hogar y es el hombre que puede confiar.
Your mission is to deals missing in action from stereo and video and bring them back to the stereo warehouse. This is a job for Maxbo.
Yeah. Maxbo takes drastic action towards high prices. Compact laser disc players under $200. VCRs, color TVs, hundreds of dollars below cost.
Car stereos, your choice from as low as $39. Car speakers, home speakers, your choice from $9 each.
Don't forget the POWs, prices on walkabouts for under $10. Maxbo brings the big deals back to the stereo warehouse. Any other deal is no big deal.
Jim Mack is here from Gallery Furniture, and he's reinforced tonight because there is a huge liquidation sale.
That's right, folks. This Sunday at Gallery Furniture, $250,000 furniture liquidation sale. Wow, what an event. It happens this Sunday. Tell them about it, Jimbo.
It's going to be pandemonium, Gallery Furniture, this weekend. Be there.
This weekend at Gallery Furniture, this Sunday only, we've got the truckload after truckload of brand new furniture rolling in. In fact, I've been unloading it all day Friday, all day Saturday for this Sunday's giant event. And look at it. We've got living rooms from all over America, the crop. We've got dinettes, dining rooms. What happens, folks, is these furniture manufacturers have to keep their plants working. And Mr. Boesch, they forced me to take truckload after truckload of brand new furniture. It's on sale this Sunday, $250,000 liquidation. The tops in furniture. Wow, what an inventory. Drive 1 mile, drive 500, $250,000 worth of furniture is going to move out the door this Sunday at Gallery Furniture. I promise you, this is the main event. This is the sale you've been waiting on. This Sunday at Gallery Furniture, we really will save you money.
This bout one fall with a 10-minute time limit, a tag team match. In the red corner, the Mid-South tag team title holders at 262 pounds from Omaha, Nebraska, Ted DiBiase. And from Oklahoma University at 267 pounds, Steve Dr. Death Williams. From Buffalo, New York, Mark Ragin. And from Miami, Florida, his partner, Brickhouse Brown. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Tag team wrestling on Mid-South, ladies and gentlemen, Jim Ross and Joel Watts at ringside. Thank you very much for being with us. There you see Ted DiBiase and Steve Dr. Death Williams. The Mid-South Tag Team Champions, as they're going to get it on with Brickhouse Brown and Mark Ragin. There's the bell that signifies action here on Mid-South.
Brickhouse Brown and Mark Ragin recently tag teaming together. They've met with some successes, and they feel that they've got their act ready to take on the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. Of course, they're not alone. The race for the Mid-South Tag Team belts has become really, really one of the high points in the Mid-South area recently. In wrestling, so many people are after those belts. I guess at the top of the list, you'd have to say that Jake the Snake and the Barbarian are really bearing down on him. Some people seem to think that, that Dr. Death and DiBiase are running from Snake and the Barbarian, but of course I think that's due to Ted DiBiase and the fact that he is no stranger to psychological warfare. Dr. Death there with a really hard shoulder smash to Brickhouse Brown. Brickhouse still feeling the pain of that one. As you can well imagine, look at the awesome physical structure of Dr. Death.
Number 76 for the Oklahoma Sooners came off like he was fired off against one of those Texas Longhorns or a Cornhusker, there, Brickhouse Brown. But Dr. Death caught him. Dr. Death, tremendous strength, and he just rammed Brickhouse into the cable, to the ring cable. I'll tell you, Joel, I've said this before, and you've agreed with me, the fans. Dr. Death, Steve Williams going to the well there, and it was dry. He's becoming, and rapidly so, one of the premier heavyweight wrestlers in this profession. Brickhouse Brown now making the tag. In comes Mark Ragin. That's what Brickhouse and Mark are going to have to do. Keep the champions off balance. Keep this thing high tempo.
Dr. Death fires Mark Ragin out. Ted DiBiase really caught Ragin with a clothesline. Brother, he nailed him. DiBiase generating a whole lot of velocity on that arm whip, capitalizing on it with the elbow, and a hard kick with the flat of the foot. That's legal to the face. You won't see DiBiase using too many legal tactics. There's a fist to the face. DiBiase bringing the attack straight to Mark Ragin. Brother, he's pouring it on. Ragin, of course, a great athlete in his own right, but he's up against a tough man. And went to West Texas State and played football very successfully there. Dr. Death back in. Death with a really hard body slam. Dr. Death with a leg drop. His 30-inch thighs, all that muscular mass. Brother, he can crush you. Headbutt, but it looks like Dr. Death might have hurt himself in that instance a little bit. Could have been a chance for some momentum on the part of Mark Ragin, but he has suffered quite a bit of punishment thus far. Ted DiBiase to the second rope.
Boy, DiBiase and Dr. Death, they are really operating at top efficiency here on Mid-South Wrestling.
They're relentless, Jim.
They certainly are. They've stayed right on the offensive, Joel.
Of course, they're gearing up for a couple of tough monsters, like I said before. Jake the Snake and the Barbarian. #1 contenders for those tag team belts. And rightfully so, they are a great tag team in their own right.
And we'll see Jake the Snake Robertson a little bit later in the hour. DiBiase with the backbreaker.
DiBiase the backbreaker, but Mark Ragin manages to get a foot on the rope. He gets a knee to the neck. Mark Ragin showing a lot of heart here at this point. I think the normal athlete would have given in by now. Dr. Death administering even more punishment, and Mark Ragin is really hurting. Death looked like he had him up for that stampede, but he wants to apply a little bit more punishment using those turnbuckles. Look at that awesome strength. Mark Ragin really needs to make the tag at this point. Ragin kicks out of the lateral press. What a statement on the part of Ragin. Brother, he's got a lot of heart. I think we'll see a lot out of him in the future. Great amateur background. Oh, DiBiase, really high elevation, and now he's up to that second rope and the elbow.
Mark Ragin needs to make the tag at this point in time. DiBiase with a slight miscalculation. Ragin makes the tag. Here comes Brickhouse Brown against Ted DiBiase, but DiBiase is right back on the offensive.
DiBiase stopped Brickhouse's momentum right off the bat with 3 hard right crosses, and look at that clothesline. DiBiase and Doc are as vicious as I have ever seen them.
The tag was made.
My goodness. Dr. Death's got Brickhouse up for the stampede. Ah, he planted him.
1, 2, 3, the Oklahoma Stampede. Steve Dr. Death Williams and Ted DiBiase, the Mid-South Tag Team Champions, awesomely victorious. And we'll be back with a battle of the Texas Tough Guys, Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch and Dirty Dutch Mantell, right after this.
Marks just has more diamonds right now than you have ever seen. Go look at him. Irv Marks is here from IW Marks, and this afternoon I was in IW Marks when a courier came in and delivered diamonds.
That's right, Paul. We do our own direct diamond importing, and everything is brought in by registered bonded couriers. And today, Paul was privileged to see diamonds as we get them, in big, big boxes full, every size and every shape that you would imagine, every cut and every quality that you would imagine. And we sell more diamonds than anybody else in the Southwest. And you know something? We sell them for a lot less. That's the reason why business at I.W. Marks Jewelers is flourishing. If you're interested in fine quality jewelry, if you're interested in diamonds, now's the time to come see us. If you're interested in diamond pendants, wedding sets, engagement rings, or a loose diamond to tell her you love her, now's the time to come see us and save. Every diamond is specially priced for a limited time, and that's at I.W. Marks Jewelers.
Cutson Moore has reason to celebrate, and Elaine is here to tell us about it.
That's right, Mr. Boesch. We're celebrating again. Another grand opening, another new, beautiful Cutson Moore salon. This Wednesday, July the 31st in Cleveland, we're opening a new salon. It'll be in the Safeway Center on South Highway 288, and we are really excited. We're giving away free balloons, we're giving away free T-shirts, and we're having a special introductory haircut sale. Look in the Cleveland Communicator on Tuesday and find our great money-saving ad. $4 haircut for 4 big days, Wednesday through Saturday of this coming week. Now, folks, this is a great haircut, and there's never been a better time than to come in and get to know the Cutson Moore people than this week in Cleveland. 4 cuts for 4 big days with the Communicator ad. Now, I'll be there, and I personally want to meet each one of you Cleveland fans, so come in this week.
A great event coming to the Sam Houston Coliseum. One of those great matches that you'll see will feature Jake the Snake Roberts and the Barbarian going against Ted DiBiase and Steve Dr. Death Williams. Jake the Snake Roberts and the Barbarian are standing by in another part of the studio to make some comments. Let's go there now.
You know, in this day and time, there's a lot of things that happen that sometimes you just don't understand. There's a lot of people out there, though, that can be persuaded, that can be bought. Al Madril, you were bought. That's obvious to me. That's obvious to the big man. We're not the kind of guys that can be bought, though, because we stand up for what we believe. Whether it's right or whether it's wrong, we've always done exactly what we've wanted to do in life. That's right. Telling you, Ted and Doc, is you are the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. That's all we're interested in. We're not interested in being your friends. We're not interested in going out drinking with you or partying, because, frankly, we just don't need that. If we want something, we're going to go out and take it, though. Just keep Al Madril away, because we don't want nobody that's bought hanging around us, because you're not going to buy us. And I know one thing's for sure. Teddy, you've been thinking about that DDT for a long time. You've asked me just how to do it, but I never have told you. But I'll tell you what, come Houston, I think I'll show it.
That's right, Teddy. You're a weasel. And as for Dr. Breath, hey, puke, who threw you up?
Don't you wish you could fight for what you want for?
You know what, Jake? You're just disappointed because I thought of it first. That's right, everything's got a price. Everything in this world, a price tag on it, Jake, especially a Mexican. You give a Mexican 2 tacos and a 6-pack of beer, he'll give him a free ticket across the river. He'll sell his mother out. That's right. I bought and paid for Al Madril, and he came through. Now, we're stepping a lot of people's toes. We're beating everybody that comes down the pike. We are still the Mid-South Tag Team Champions, and we will be from now on. You want a title shot, Jake? You and that steroid freak friend of yours? Well, we'll tell you just like we tell everybody else. The line forms at the rear. Who have you beat? Who have you beat to prove that you deserve a title shot with the 2 greatest champions in wrestling today? Nobody, Jake. The one thing, I'm not taking this lightly, not at all, Doc. The thing that bothers me is I know you, Jake Roberts, and I know that you think a lot like I do. You think a lot like I do, and that can cause some serious problems. But I'm telling you, I'm the master tactician. Yeah, you got a big, strong man over there, but right there is a thoroughbred, not a plow horse, and that's the difference.
This event, one fall with a 10-minute time limit, a battle of the Texas tough guys. Introducing first in the ring in the red corner, from All Trough, Texas, Dirty Dutch Mantell. From Waxahachie, Texas, Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch.
Wait a minute, boys, first. I got something to say here, Murdoch. You come back to Mid-South. You've been shooting your big mouth. Now, things have changed around here, Murdoch. You've been telling everybody how you got me into West Texas State. You did this for me. You did that for me. Let me tell you something, Murdoch. I had 19 offers from 19 different colleges to play football on my own ability. You ain't ever done nothing for me, Murdoch. Not a dang thing but shoot off your big mouth. I want to tell you something. I'm here to say right now, you need to move into the 21st century, baby. Get out of those days of roasting cattle and spitting tobacco and come into the real world, baby. What I'm saying, bottom line is, keep your big mouth shut or I'll shut it for you.
Hey, DiBiase, let me tell you something. When you come out of high school, dumb, you couldn't get and grab an acorn out of them. Now, furthermore, you couldn't even go into Oklahoma, you couldn't make an X. Now, you put this little worm rat out of the ring, and me and you'll go at it, and you'll turn tail and run, boy. Get out of here, boy.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it, and I guess we're going to ring the bell. We got a match there, and they're getting it on. DiBiase and Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch. This impromptu battle here on Mid-South.
DiBiase catching Murdoch with an arm work. Murdoch with an elbow. He's firing lefts and rights. Murdoch is just a brawler. Murdoch's a toughest fighter as you find. And Dirty Dutch Mantell. Mantell left the ring, but he didn't leave the area. Oh, Mantell and Murdoch. Tremendous collision. Murdoch really hitting his head on the mat. Both men down. DiBiase's outside of the ring. The champion. Champion from behind. Oh, Dick Murdoch, the champion, really cut Murdoch with a couple of forearms. He went for the pile driver. He went for the pile driver, and Murdoch reversed it. Murdoch fired away, but he's up against three men. Murdoch holding his own. Captain Redneck holding his own, and there's Butch Reed. Here comes Butch Reed.
Clearing the ring. They're standing tall. They've had all they can stand in this 2-on-1, these terrorist tactics. It's always 2-on-1 or 3-on-1, but not this time. Not this time. Hacksaw Butch Reed and Dick Murdoch standing tall, and they're in the ring, but nobody, and I mean nobody, wants any more. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back, and you'll see Hacksaw Butch Reed in action after this word from the exciting Mid-South Wrestling Television Network.
Irv Marks is here from IW Marks, and this afternoon I was in IW Marks when a courier came in and delivered diamonds.
That's right, Paul. We do our own direct diamond importing, and everything is brought in by registered bonded couriers. And today, Paul was privileged to see diamonds as we get them, in big, big boxes full, every size and every shape that you would imagine, every cut and every quality that you would imagine. And we sell more diamonds than anybody else in the Southwest. And you know something? We sell them for a lot less. That's the reason why business at IW Marks Jewelers is flourishing. If you're interested in fine quality jewelry, if you're interested in diamonds, now's the time to come see us. If you're interested in diamond pendants, wedding sets, engagement rings, or loose to tell her you love her, now's the time to come see us and save. Every diamond is specially priced for a limited time, and that's at IW Marks Jewelers.
Your mission is to find the great deals missing in action from stereo and video and bring them back to the stereo warehouse. This is a job for Maxpo.
Yeah. Maxpo takes drastic action towards high prices. Compact laser disc players under $200. VCRs, color TVs, hundreds of dollars below cost.
Car stereos, your choice from as low as $39. Car speakers, home speakers, your choice from $9 each.
Don't forget the POWs, prices on walkabouts for under $10. Maxpo brings the big deals back to the stereo warehouse. Any other deal is no big deal.
It shakes your nerves and rattles your brain. There's so much fun, it'll drive you insane. You'll take a spill, oh, what a thrill. Goodness gracious, great world of water.
Now Waterworld has a special offer that's making a big splash. Come to Waterworld and get $4 off after 4, and you can get this special offer every day of the week. So come on.
So clean and blue, so really cool. Goodness gracious, great world of water.
¿Necesita un techo nuevo? Llame a Mr. Norman. ¿Necesita moldura para los aleros de su techo? Llame a Mr. Norman. ¿Necesita siding para su casa? Llame a Mr. Norman. ¿Necesita ventanas nuevas? Llame a Mr. Norman. ¿Necesita un baño nuevo o un cuarto? Llame a Mr. Norman. ¿Necesita nuevos gabinetes de cocina? Llame a Mr. Norman y ahorre con remodelación de cocinas. Mr. Norman es miembro del Consejo Nacional de Mejoras del Hogar y es el hombre que puede confiar.
This event, one fall or 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at 310 pounds from the state of Alabama, Mark Hawk. And his opponent, 265 pounds from Kansas City, Hacksaw Butch Reed. Your referee, Carl Fergie.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this crowd's still buzzing. Hacksaw Butch Reed getting ready to go against newcomer Mark Hawk. Looks to be around 300 pounds here. Hacksaw Butch Reed, the #1 contender for the NWA World's Heavyweight Championship.
Reed is back. Look at that. He is as strong as ever. He told me he feels like he's in as good a shape as he's ever been, possibly the best shape that he's ever been. And like you said, Jim, he is the #1 contender for the NWA World's Heavyweight title. And frankly, I, for one, I'd love to see him win that title.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, I happened to be in the Omni on July the 4th, and I heard Ric Flair talking to some people. Whatever it takes, he does not want to face Hacksaw Butch Reed again. And not to take anything away from Ric Flair, he's a tremendous world's champion. But I think he knows, and many insiders in wrestling know, that Hacksaw Reed has his number. He has everything it takes to be first black world's heavyweight champion.
Reed setting up Mark Hawk. Fires him off with an arm whip. A fist to the midsection. I tell you, when Reed gets out there, it ain't always the prettiest thing. But, brother, he gets the job done.
He just picked up that man over... The guy's got to be over 300 pounds. Reed picks him up for a body slam. Hacksaw Butch Reed. Come to the aid with Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch, Hacksaw Duggan, Cowboy Bill Watts, Hacksaw Reed. They're all sick and tired of these terrorist tactics, these 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s, this situation. And speaking of Akbar, I understand that there's a new team on the horizon. We're going to be seeing here a little bit, Joel, the Bounty Hunters.
Bounty Hunters, I've heard, really, really large guys. Hacksaw Butch Reed trying to break clean out of the corner, but Mark Hawk trying to gain a little more Reed, but to no avail. He's hitting Reed with everything he's got, but Reed, it's not even facing Hacksaw Butch Reed. Brother, Reed is as tough as they come. There he goes with those big soup bones, hammering away at Mark Hawk. Mark Hawk's down on his knees, and he is completely not goofing.
There's a big soup bone right upside his head, and I'll say this, that soup bone will put them all down. It'll put them all in their place, that soup bone will.
Well, Reed is maneuvering this 300-pound man like he was nothing. You could just see the awesome strength that Hacksaw Butch Reed has in every single part of his body. He's not just concentrated to having big arms. Whoa, there it is. There's that shoulder, that flying forearm, the big soup bone.
And there you see the man, the #1 contender for the heavyweight championship for the world, Hacksaw Butch Reed. And we'll be back with more Mid-South Wrestling right after this.
Sunday, August 4th at the Sam Houston Coliseum with a special starting time. Regular price tickets are in effect for this great event. Hacksaw Butch Reed will be taking on Eddie Gilbert in this event. Let's hear from the Hacksaw now.
How you doing, Joe? You know, I got to say to the people of Houston that I appreciate the welcome that they gave me. Well, the last time I was there and got on Dirty Dutch man tail like ugly on an ape. I done showed you, sucker, where your place is when it comes to messing around with Butch Reed. So now I got another little old young punk running around here. He wants some of the Hacksaw. They go by the name of Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert. Well, let me tell you something. Hot shot, you're a little bit too light in the rear, boy. You ain't got enough beans in your jeans to mess with Butch Reed. And Ric Flair's running around here talking loud and saying nothing. And I've been on the hunt for that sucker for a long time, Ric Flair. You know me. We go back a little ways. And Butch Reed is on the world championship hunt because, you see, the lifelong goal of Butch Reed is to be the first world's black heavyweight champion. And I won't rest. My career won't rest until that gold and silver is around my waist. So wherever you at, Ric Flair, I hope you can hear me now. I'm looking for you. So don't be hard to find, fool.
IW Marks is Houston's unique, one-location, family-owned and operated quality manufacturing jeweler. At IW Marks, you'll find the largest selection of diamond and gold jewelry in the Southwest, always priced to save you money. We manufacture jewelry right in our own factory. This enables you to purchase jewelry extras prices. Also, all repairs and custom work is done in our factory, and this assures you of quality workmanship. We're located at 3841 Bel Air Boulevard at Stella Link.
Hello, my name is Larry Littleton, and I'm a lawyer with the firm of Littleton and Sherboy. I'd like to talk to those of you who have been injured on the job or in an accident. By now, you have 1,000 questions running through your mind as to what you should do to get compensation for your losses. My law firm concentrates on these problems. We have the staff and the personnel to get the job done. So give us a call, 229-9898, even if it's just to ask a question.
Once a year sale at Gallery Furniture means that every living room set in our giant collection is on sale. That's right. Every colonial living room, every traditional, every rattan, and every contemporary living room set at 6006 I-45 North between Tidwell and Parker is on sale at savings up to 50%. You and your family deserve a new living room suit. It's something you'll enjoy 365 days a year. Come to Gallery Furniture on your living room set. We really will save you money.
Call today, 694-5570.
Your mission is to find the great deals missing in action from stereo and video and bring them back to the stereo warehouse. This is a job for Maxbo.
Yeah. Maxbo takes drastic action towards high prices. Compact laser disc players under $200. VCRs, color TVs, hundreds of dollars below cost.
Car stereos, your choice from as low as $39. Car speakers, home speakers, your choice from $9 each.
Don't forget the POWs, prices on walkabouts for under $10. Maxbo brings the big deals back to the stereo warehouse. Any other deal is no big deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, last week here in Mid-South Wrestling, the match between Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Kareem Muhammad, the Zambui Express, with a very special stipulation last week that if Duggan won the match, he would get 5 minutes all alone with General Skandar Akbar here on Mid-South Wrestling. What a tremendous confrontation. Akbar Duggan into this match, knowing that Cowboy Bill Watts was not on this Mid-South Wrestling program at that time. Again, Akbar had the deck stacked, but Duggan not to turn away any challenge, accepted the challenge. The match took place. Let's join the closing moments of that encounter.
He's got the momentum once again. He elevates the big man. 408 pounds elevated into the air. He's setting up for the spear. He hits him. Yes.
All the way over. Duggan knocked him all the way over the top rope and out on the floor.
And he's got Akbar. Yeah. He's got Akbar, and this is it, yeah! Yes! Whoa, yeah! He nailed Akbar, but the Zambui's back up. The Zambui extremely powerful. Duggan's back to the Zambui. Akbar's on Dream Street. Akbar's on Dream Street. Kamala! Kamala's into the ring now. Here comes Kamala! 800 attacking Duggan for both sides. We got to get some help down here.
Akbar's kicking Duggan. Akbar's really kicking Duggan.
Skandar Akbar adding insult to injury. How demeaning, how insulting, how disgusting this terrorist. Kamala, we got some help down here, but Kamala with the chops. He's so awesome with those chops. And the Zambui is holding Hacksaw Duggan. The Zambui has got Duggan at bay, and Akbar is still unmercifully pounding on Duggan with those straight shoes.
Kamala, bodies going everywhere. Both these men have got, Duggan cannot handle both men.
It's chaos, carnage. We've got to get some more help down here. Zambui really attacking Duggan. Duggan is hurt. He's down. He's helpless.
They're going after Duggan's eye.
They're going after his eye, gentlemen. But we've got some more help. Brickhouse Brown, Mark Ragin, the Fantastics, Al Perez, and Kamala and the Zambui are finally leaving.
Akbar, they double up on Duggan. Duggan, there's no way one man can handle those three. Duggan needed some help. He finally got some in the ring. Ladies and gentlemen, Akbar tried to take that eye.
The terrorism continues, Jim. Somewhere in that devious mind of Skandar Akbar, I have a feeling that he had this entire thing planned out. I'll tell you, there are a lot of things in this world that are precious to a lot of people, but not many things as precious to a person as his eyesight. Skandar Akbar trying to take out that other eye of Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and it's really frustrating. Right now, the Bounty Hunters, a new force in the Mid-South area, are in the ring ready to do battle. Let's go to the ring now.
This tag team match, one fall with a 10-minute time limit. In the red corner at a combined weight of 710 pounds, the Bounty Hunters. And across the ring at 210 pounds from Chicago, Mike Nichols. And his team partner, San Antonio at 231 pounds, Wendell Cooley. Alfred Neely, your referee.
There you see the Bounty Hunters, over 700 pounds combined weight. As Alfred Neely calls for the bell, ladies and gentlemen, we have tag team action. This team, the Bounty Hunters, and I tell you, we don't know a thing about them except that they are extremely, extremely big.
You know, Jim, I can't help but think that somewhere behind all this, Skandar Akbar's got to be lurking. Anytime you get a team as awesome as this in, you got to think there's somebody recruiting them. Hard arm went by one of the Bounty Hunters. Wendell Cooley into the turnbuckles, but Cooley comes out unscathed and fires away a couple of right crosses. Tags into his partner, Mike Nichols. Nichols in now, firing away at the midsection of the Bounty Hunter, but not even phasing the Bounty Hunter.
And speaking of General Skandar Akbar, he's talking about the disciplinary jumps. Akbar's at ringside. There you see him, General Akbar. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that next week here on Mid-South Wrestling, you'll see these two massive Bounty Hunters against Cowboy Bill Watson, Hacksaw Jim Duggan right here next week on Mid-South Wrestling.
Tag into the second Bounty Hunter. What an elbow. Can you imagine the momentum that a man could gain with all that weight behind an elbow like that? Atomic drop. Mike Nichols in a lot of pain. There's not much you can do against one of these big guys. You have really, really got to be powerful to overcome that mass. Body slam.
Well, they're working very well. You can obviously tell that they've got their strategy down. Ooh!
Jim, by the looks of them, they almost look like identical twins.
Well, it was double trouble, I'll say that, ladies and gentlemen. Double trouble for Mike Nichols as the Bounty Hunters victorious. Akbar has seen all he needs. He is leaving the area. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back with Jake the Snake Roberts and the Barbarian in tag team action after this from Mid-South.
Sunday, August 4th. The Sam Houston Coliseum, a great event coming to the Coliseum. One of the great matches that you'll see is a Texas Tornado tag team bout. All 4 men will be wrestling in the ring at the same time with no disqualifications, and Skandar Akbar will be handcuffed inside of the ring. Skandar Akbar is standing by in another part of the studio to make comments. Let's go there now.
And your animalistic tendencies, they came right out, didn't they, Duggan? Of course I ran when you chased me, you raving maniac. And I don't want any part of you. That's right, that's the truth. And understand this, Watts. You and Duggan, it's tornado type. Which means you're in the ring with 813 pounds. And I hope, Paul Boesch, that you bolster that ring, because I doubt if you can hold the bone, flesh, and muscle that Devastation Incorporated has in the form of Kareem Muhammad and Kamala, the Ugandan warrior. And get this and get it done, although I'll be handcuffed. What makes you think you can go through 813 pounds? You know what? You continue. And I'm going to make your face look like raw hamburger. And if you don't believe me, you can ask Duggan, because this war will go on and Kareem Muhammad.
You know, Bill Watts going around talking about the Stampede is alive in '85. Well, in Houston, it's going to die.
Well, the Stampede is alive in '85. And it's more than just for me. It's for a lot of people. Dick Murdoch coming back. Hacksaw Butch Reed coming back. What's going down in the Mid-South? It's a rallying cry. Akbar, you didn't stick around for our party. Duggan and I had a little plan. We told you we was going to rewrite the book of terrorism. We told you we're not playing by the rules. We're making our own. You know, when you go to a traffic light, what do you see between green and red? You see amber. And amber was flashing as old General Akbar was hooking it right over those dunes and sandbars, right out the back of that 4.7 speed in the 40. Big Jim Duggan after him. But we proved our point. Now all 4 of us in the ring at one time. Texas North Tornado. No rules, but with one stipulation. Akbar, you're going to be handcuffed to the ring inside. You won't be able to run because you can't drag that ring. Dragon, you think 814 pounds of savagery can stop us from getting just a little chunk of Akbar?
800 pounds, well, you take a look. You got 600 pounds after a big lunch standing right here. Texas Tornado, that's the only way it can be, Joel, because things just get out of hand with Skandar Akbar's involved. But Akbar, maybe your mouth overloaded your pants, if you know what I mean, because you're handcuffed. You can't go nowhere. So you better count on your big men, because I'm counting on this man right here, and we're coming after you.
And we're going to take your bounty hunters you hired today out next week.
Shop for your Chevy at Doug Russell Chevy Country. Houston folks have learned it pays to drive to the country for a country cousin deal from Doug Russell Chevrolet. We're cutting prices down, down, down in order to sell 100 new Chevys this week. Blazer, Camaro, Caprice, S10, pickups. They're all on sale now at Doug Russell Chevy Country. Just a short 20-minute drive from the Galleria out Highway 290, where you'll drive away with a better deal.
Jim Mack is here from Gallery Furniture, and he's reinforced tonight because there is a huge liquidation sale.
That's right, folks. This Sunday at Gallery Furniture, $250,000 furniture liquidation sale. Wow, what an event. It happens this Sunday. Tell them about it, Jimbo.
It's going to be pandemonium, Gallery Furniture, this weekend. Be there.
This weekend at Gallery Furniture, this Sunday only, we've got the truckload after truckload of brand new furniture rolling in. In fact, I've been unloading it all day Friday, all day Saturday for this Sunday's giant event. And look at it. We've got living rooms from all over America. Cream of the crop. We've got dinettes, dining rooms. What happens, folks, is these furniture manufacturers have to keep their plants working. And Mr. Boesch, they forced me to take truckload after truckload of brand new furniture. It's on sale this Sunday, $250,000 liquidation. The tops in furniture. Wow, what an inventory. Drive 1 mile, drive 500, $250,000 worth of furniture is going to move out the door this Sunday at Gallery Furniture. I promise you, this is the main event. This is the sale you've been waiting on. This Sunday at Gallery Furniture, we really will save you money.
Hudson Moore is having a perm sale that you don't want to miss. It's a top quality, first-rate perm that includes the cut. And for 1 week only, beginning Monday, July the 29th, it's only $19.95. What a price, what a perm. It's the same perm you're paying 2 or 3 times as much for somewhere else. Look in the Houston Chronicle's Zest magazine this Sunday, July the 28th, for our $19.95 perm and cut special ad.
Here's another lower price update from Fiesta. This week, buy golden ripe bananas for only 19 cents a pound. That's right, 19 cents a pound. Now that is a lower price.
You're looking at Kamala, the Ugandan giant, along with his partner Zambui, as we hear Cleat Dumpster with the introduction of their opponent.
This tag team explosion is one fall to a finish. Currently in the ring, managed by General Skandar Akbar of Devastation Operated, weighing in at a combined weight of over 800 pounds, the tag team of Kareem, Muhammad, the Zambui Express, and Kamala, the Ugandan Warrior.
So there you have introduction, Kamala and Zambui, as they are going to face the fired up favorite team of Cowboy Bill Watts and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who are trying to make their way down the aisle in this jam-packed Sam Houston Coliseum in Houston, Texas. And into the ring comes Wendell Cooley, and now comes Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And Duggan makes the opponent. And as Zambui and double team Duggan.
From New York, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
The bell now has sounded, and the screams and a deafening noise here at ringside. And into the ring is Cowboy Bill Watts. And as Watts lets loose one blow after another, that tape fist of his, throwing those wallops. Cowboy Bill Watts, only Cowboy Bill Watts knows how to throw them. And what a team they make. Bill Watts, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, two rough and rugged individuals, and they're going to have to be at their very best tonight, because they've got Kamala to fight and Zambui. Duggan has run up the aisle towards Akbar. Cowboy Bill Watts is in the ring all by himself, and he's looking for his partner Duggan, and everything is busted loose here at the Coliseum. Another tremendous crowd, Houston wrestling fans, filled this Coliseum, historic for wrestling action. And now coming back to ringside, and so does Kamala. There you got Kamala and Zambui outside the ring. Zambui quickly comes in. Bill Watts was ready for him. And as he throws those wallops, he sends both men, 400 pounds plus, outside the ring. Back comes Duggan, and we've got Duggan, and we've got Watts. And right now, Duggan is holding up a part of the outfit that once belonged to Skandar Akbar. Zambui and Kamala are going back up the aisle. And this match is still underway. Referee Carl Fergie trying to get some order restored. Duggan and Watts, they're ready for battle. They're ready for battle. And look at this crowd. Listen to them. A tremendous uproar. And now the referee trying to explain to Cleat Dumpster what the verdict is.
Referee Carl Fergie has disqualified the team of the Zambui Express and Kamala for interference by General Skandar Akbar. The winner, proving the Stampede's alive in '85, Cowboy Bill Watts and Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
So you heard it, Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Cowboy Bill Watts. They win the match on a disqualification, and they tore into the Zambui and Kamala. General Skandar Akbar's army was in quick retreat. What a showdown. Everything busted loose, and the winners on disqualification, Cowboy Bill Watts and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. We'll be back. More wrestling action in just one moment.
This event, one fall, our television time remains a tag team match At 253 pounds from Atlanta, Georgia, Jake the Snake. And his team partner, the powerful Barbarian. And across the ring, 225 pounds from Birmingham, Larry Clark. And his partner, the Red Raider.
Tag team action here, ladies and gentlemen. The #1 contenders for the Mid-South Tag Team titles. Jake the Snake Roberts and the Barbarian going against Larry Clark and the Red Raider as Carl Fergie calls for the bell. This is the team and this that everyone's looking for to go against Ted DiBiase and Dr. S.D. Williams for those Mid-South Tag Team title champions, those belts. What a collision that will be.
Well, there are some close resemblances between the two teams. On the one hand, you've got a master tactician on both teams. On the other hand, you've got a man who is extremely powerful. So there are some striking similarities. They use a lot of tactics. Jake the Snake really being vicious on the Red Raider. You hear the Barbarian out there yelling threats at the Red Raider.
Oh! 6'8", 320 pounds coming over that top rope. This guy is really a specimen. A big foot right to the face.
Barbarian coming off of his feet with that foot. Really connected with the face of the Red Raider. I don't think that mask probably provided much protection in that instance. Hard body slam from almost 7 feet up. Brother, you know that's got to hurt. The Red Raider just practically incapacitated from that one. Barbarian quick to the attack on Larry Clark. You can get some idea of the size of the Barbarian. On the average, Larry Clark is a big man, but up against the Barbarian, he looks minuscule.
Barbarian once with a press slam and then with a backbreaker. He is really manhandling Larry Clark here, ladies and gentlemen, on Mid-South Wrestling.
Jim, this is something I've seen the Barbarian do, and it's unbelievable. Look at that. All the way off the second rope, 320 pounds. 6'8" tall and so agile that he executes a flying elbow. What a weapon. But here's the weapon, Jim.
That's the weapon everybody is talking about. The Barbarian knocked the Red Raider off the ring, and Jake the Snake with a DDT. And that's why they are, without a doubt, the #1 contenders for the Mid-South Tag Team Championship. And ladies and gentlemen, right now, let's take this opportunity to show you a premiere video that Joe Watts has produced on the Fantastics. It's Tush by ZZ Top.
Hot out here, so to come by and pick us up, man. I do too. You know, we got to get downtown. That's where all the girls are. You ain't lying, brother.
I've been up, I've been down. Take my word, my way around. I ain't asking for much. Take me downtown. I'm just looking for some touch. I've been bad. I've been
Sunday, August 4th at a special starting time at the Sam Houston Coliseum. You're going to see a great event with regular price tickets, 9 great matches, 24 top stars, and 4 main events. One of the matches you'll see pits the Fantastics against Dirty Dutch Mantell and Superstar Bill Dundee. I got the Fantastics right here.
Well, you know, we're really excited about going back to Houston, seeing all those great people, because, you know, when we've been there before, they gave us so much support, and we hope you support us when we take on Superstar Bill Dundee and that bullwhip crazy Dutch Mantell. But also, we're looking forward to seeing all the people at Foley's throughout Houston on the 19th and 20th of August. August 4th, we're going to go be in Houston. We're looking forward to seeing all those people. Ain't that right, Tommy?
I know the Fantastics coming back to the Mid-South area, and we sure do appreciate it. Everybody in Sam Houston Coliseum, the big welcome you give us, because the Fantastics are looking forward to meeting all you people out there, all of our old friends. We're looking forward to meeting some new friends right there in Sam Houston Coliseum.
You guys will be at Foley's Department Store August 19th and 20th right here in Houston. Hope to see you there.
That's right, signing autographs for all the people.
Another great video, Joel, on just a fantastic team. They're so aptly named. Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, the Fantastics.
Well, thank you very much, Jim. I'd like to thank Bob Von Jerchy, our technical supervisor at Mid-South Wrestling, for his help in the video. And, of course, the Fantastics also. They're a great couple of guys to work with. They've always got great ideas, and they're so helpful, and they're really good for that type of stuff. Jim, it's been a great hour so far. I tell you, Mike Graham, newcomer to the Mid-South area. We see the Bounty Hunters, also newcomers. Hacksaw Butch Reed, victorious here. Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch and his altercation with Ted DiBiase. We saw the Mid-South Tag Team Champions. Of course, the #1 contenders for the Mid-South Tag Team titles, Jake the Snake Roberts and the Barbarian. And, of course, next week we've got some great matches already booked.
Yes, we sure do, Joel. And I do want to add that I have never seen Jake the Snake and the Barbarian or Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death in their individual matches look any sharper. That confrontation is really brewing. And the binding together, the men that are standing up against this terrorism of Akbar, Dick Murdoch and Hacksaw Reed standing together next week, it's going to be Cowboy Bill Watts and Hacksaw Jim Duggan against those massive bounty hunters. You're going to see Mike Graham against Dirty Dutch Mantell. Plus, that impressive newcomer, Al Perez, gets a tremendous test against Steve Dr. Death Williams next week. Ladies and gentlemen, for our ring announcer, Boyd Pierce, and my colleague, Joel Watts, I'm Jim Ross saying once again, thank you so very much for allowing us to come into your home. And ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you right here next week on Mid-South Wrestling.
In the ring, you're looking at Kamala, the Ugandan giant, along with his partner Zambui, as we hear Clint Dumpster with the introduction of their opponent.
This tag team explosion is one fall to a finish. Currently in the ring, managed by General Skandar Akbar of Devastation Incorporated, weighing in at a combined weight of over 800 pounds, the tag team of Kareem, Muhammad, the Zambui Express, and Kamala, the Ugandan Warrior.
So there you have introduction, Kamala and Zambui, as they are going to face the fired up favorite team of Cowboy Bill Watts and Hacksaw Jim Duggan, who are trying to make their way down the aisle in this jam-packed Sam Houston Coliseum in Houston, Texas. And into the ring comes Wendell Cooley, and now comes Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And Duggan,
their opponent,
and as Zambui and Kamala double team Duggan
from New York, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
The bell now has sounded, and the screams and a deafening noise here at ringside. And into the ring is Cowboy Bill Watts. And as Watts lets loose one blow after another, that takes fist to his, throwing those well up. Cowboy Watts, only Cowboy Bill Watts knows how to throw them. And what a team they make. Bill Watts, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, two rough and rugged individuals, and they're going to have to be at their very best tonight, because they've got Kamala to fight and Zambui. Duggan has run up the aisle towards Akbar. Cowboy Bill Watts is in the ring all by himself, and he's looking for his partner Duggan, and everything is busted loose here at the Coliseum. Another tremendous crowd, Houston wrestling fans, filled this Coliseum, historic for wrestling action. And Zambui now coming back to ringside, and so does Kamala. There you got Kamala and Zambui outside the ring. Zambui quickly comes in. Bill Watts was ready for him. And as he throws those wallops, he sends both men, 400 pounds plus, outside the ring. Back comes Duggan, and we've got Duggan, and we've got Watts. And right now, Duggan is holding up a part of the outfit that once belonged to Skandor Akbar. Zambui and Kamala are going back up the aisle. And this match is still underway. Referee Carl Fergie trying to get some order restored. Duggan and Watts, they're ready for battle. They're ready for battle. And look at this crowd. Listen to them. A tremendous uproar. And now the referee trying to explain to Cleet Dumpster what the verdict is.
Referee Carl Fergie has disqualified the team of the Zambui Express and Kamala for interference by General Skandor Akbar. The winner, proving the Stampede's alive in '85, Cowboy Bill and Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
So you heard it. Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Cowboy Bill Watts. They win the match on a disqualification, and they tore into the Zambui and Kamala. General Skandor Akbar's army was in quick retreat. What a showdown. Everything busted loose, and the winners on disqualification, Cowboy Bill Watts and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. We'll be back. More wrestling action in just one moment.
Yes, your move's gonna scream. I'm only gonna tell it to you one time, Bobby. I invented all this stuff, Jack. When you was crawling around the restroom floor, I was not in the school of hard knocks, and I don't want you doing it, okay? Leave it at that, and I'm giving you $4. Don't try. Don't try, Bobby. Hey, don't try, I'll tell you. Don't.
So that's Superstar Bill Dundee, who toppled to the floor there as Bobby Fulton let loose with that right of his after being slapped across the face. You saw what happened. Superstar Bill Dundee a little bit jealous of the way Mid-South Wrestling fans have taken to the Fantastics, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, and they're getting ready. They're preparing themselves for a matchup against Pat Rose and Tommy Pritchard. Your referee is Carl Fergie, and Fulton now has got to get his mind away from what happened with Superstar Bill Dundee and concentrate now on facing Tom Pritchard from Houston, Texas. And Tom has shaken up a lot of wrestling fans with his new style. But one thing you've got to admit that with his new style, he seems to be even tougher than before. Tommy Rogers into the ring. As Pritchard's being held, Rogers comes across all that weight, putting the pressure on the back of the shoulder. And now with a beautiful flying head scissors. And Rogers and Fulton, a great tag team. They work well together. They're fast, mobile. They have that experience and that teamwork that's going to make them one of the top tag teams in this area. Pritchard misses. And beautiful reversal by Tommy Rogers. As Tommy Rogers now fired up. He seems to be fired up from that incident before the match. And Bobby Fulton now comes across and lands all his weight on that left arm of Tom Pritchard. And Pritchard now starts to turn the tide. I do want to remind you that Houston Wrestling will be on Channel 39 KHTV Gold next Saturday night at 7 p.m. That's a new time for just this 1 week, as Channel 39 has a special sports night. Started off with 7 p.m. of Houston Wrestling, followed by an Oiler preseason special, and then the Houston Oilers and football action. So mark it down in your books, 7 p.m. next Saturday night right here on KHTV Channel 39 Gold. Now we got a reverse arm lock applied by Fulton to Pat Rose as he continues to keep Rose a little bit off balance. Carl Fergie firing a question to Pat Rose. I also like to remind you that Houston Wrestling will take place Sunday night this week. If you're watching on Saturday night, that's tomorrow night. If you're watching Sunday morning, that's tonight for that huge card you've heard so much about. That's Sunday night, 7 p.m., Sam Houston Coliseum. And beautiful back suplex. And the way he snapped him back there, Fulton and Rogers are quick. And then when they're quick like that, it's hard to defend or try to counter their motions. And now Fulton now tags in Rogers as we start to see more evidence of their well-planned teamwork. An arm twist and rolls us down on his knees. Now to a Japanese arm lock as we're starting to see a wide range of holds and maneuvers being applied and by the Fantastics. Fantastics have their eyes set on that Mid-South tag on belts currently held by Ted DiBiase and Steve Dr. Death Williams. Those same belts that the Guerreros came so very close to winning inside the steel cage. But nevertheless, Dr. Death and DiBiase are still the tag team champions thanks to Alberto Madril. And that's superstar Bill Dundee, who has come back into the ring. He snuck behind the ring and came in, and he drives Rogers' head right into that ring post. We've got Dirty Dutch Mantell choking Bobby Fulton with that shoe baby. That's what he calls that whip of his. And now as Dundee holds, shoe baby goes to work. Dutch Mantell starts to lash across the back of Bobby Fulton, and the referee, Carl Fergie, not being able to get anywhere close to stop the whip from being charged into Fulton's back. And we've got the Fantastics fired up. We've got Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton as they have demanded a shot at Dirty Dutch Mantell and superstar Bill Dundee. This is the reason why four men will battle Sunday night at the Sam Houston Coliseum. This, what you just saw, was the reason why you should be there to see the Fantastics seek revenge.
One fall with a 10-minute time limit, a tag team match. Introducing first in the red corner, General Skandar Akbar presents first Kamala, the Ugandan warrior. And his team partner at 406 pounds, Kareem Muhammad, the Zambui Express. And their opponent at 230 pounds from San Antonio, Texas, Wendell Cooley. And 233 pounds, Tampa, Florida, Frank Lane. Your referee, Alfred Neely.
There you hear the introductions, ladies and gentlemen, as you see Skandar Akbar. What a phenomenal team he has. 807 pounds combined weight. Looks like Kareem Muhammad will start. And Akbar with those terrorist tactics. And there's Kareem Muhammad, and it's starting off just like we thought it would.
Jim, there's so much mass in there in the ring and so much viciousness. Skandar Akbar on the outside of the ring to make things even worse. Zambui going straight to the attack on Wendell Cooley. Hacksaw Jim Duggan, my father, Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch, all three of them have got a tough test on their hands. They've got to get through these two humongous individuals to get to Skandar Akbar. And frankly, I can't wait to see that happen.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that will certainly be a tall order for anyone. If anybody can do it, watch Duggan and Murdoch can. But right now, you're looking at these awesome forces. Kamala with a renowned reputation, and he's got those shots. Look at that. Tremendous agility. Man is a great athlete. Do not discount that ability. He is a savage, no doubt about that, as he is attempting to tear Wendell Cooley limb from limb. Akbar has got his troops primed. They are in rare form here on Mid-South Wrestling.
Jim, I don't think I've ever seen anybody that weighs 407 pounds that can move as quickly and with as much agility and no wasted movement in Kamala.
Plus, Joel Akbar has got the control, seemingly the control on these two men. They do have some semblance of teamwork. And that was
certainly do, Jim, and that was lacking in some of Kamala's earlier tag team efforts. Kamala has really gained control over, Akbar has really gained control over Kamala. Zambui still relentless in his attack on Wendell Cooley. The tag into Frankie Lane. Frankie firing away as hard as he can, but to no avail against this awesome monster.
You know, folks, it's hard to realize just exactly how big these monsters are. Over 800 pounds combined weight. Akbar announced at 817. That's Kareem Muhammad, the Zambui Express, with those thunderous chops as he's working over Frankie Lane.
Jim, if they're not the biggest tag team in history, they're certainly the most awesome. There's Skandar Akbar on the outside of the ring.
The man
is a factor.
He is definitely the factor. The terrorist Skandar Akbar likes everything his way, this situation. He wants to control Mid-South. He wants to control wrestling. He says it's going to be him or Cowboy Bill Watts.
Well, Jim, I hate to use an old cliche, but the Mid-South area is not big enough for the both of them. Kamala tying Frank Lane up in the ropes, and now off the ropes to gain even more velocity. Look at that. Gee whiz, Kamala off the ropes, all 417 pounds crashing across Frank Lane. Carl Fergie unable to make the, because Frank Lane's shoulders are not down. They are now. The lateral press. Kamala's still on him.
And the winners of the match, Akbar's phenomenal team. They are big, they are deadly. And Kareem Muhammad's working over Wendell Cooley. These men don't care. They are